Hello, my lovelies. Elle Summer from Live Purposefully Now, my website and Facebook page of the same name. And today I'm here to be talking about and responding to the one question that I get asked most frequently. And that one question that I get asked regularly is, how do I eliminate fear and anxiety? And it's a question that most people never usually learn the answer to. And I am going to be talking about that today. And I'm going to begin by saying, firstly, you don't want to eliminate all fear. Fear can be your friend in some instances. For example, when you find yourself in the middle of the road, not that you probably will, but let's say you did, and there's a great big truck hurtling towards you. Fear will give you the adrenaline shot to get you out of the way pretty quickly, in which instant it can be your friend. Fear is healthy in many circumstances like that, and clearly even necessary. And but for regular, everyday aspects of life, fear and its little cousin, anxiety, can stop you from growing. It can stop you from succeeding. It can stop you from experiencing more of the things that you love. And that is something that we don't want. And before I take us any further, I'm just going to say a quick hello to the wonderful Facebook friends that I have that are here today. So, hey, Jenny White. Jenny is here today. Beautiful Jenny. RM Alexander. Hey, my lovely. How are you doing today? Eric Milondega. Well, welcome. I don't believe that we have met. And Selma. Selma is watching from the Philippines. Welcome, Selma. I hope all is well in your world in the Philippines. And Christy Burridge. Christy is here. Hello, Christy. And that's it so far. So I am going to carry on with what we have going on. I'm just going to move my computer slightly. Okay, that's better. So what was I saying? I was talking about how fear can sometimes be healthy in the circumstances that we talked about, getting yourself out of the way of a great big truck hurtling towards you. And yet there are times that people are doing things, they're doing things that they don't like. They have a dream, but they're afraid to step into it. They come across a great opportunity, but they're afraid to change course. And fear is not great when it shows up like that. And how everything works is like this. There's a universal power that flows into our mind all the time, never takes a day off. And if you've ever heard of Kirlian photography, you'd have seen that this energy can be photographed as it surrounds and leaves our body. And I've experienced it. It was really cool. I was at a health fair some years ago, and I tried this. And I discovered that as I changed the pictures in my mind, it obviously altered the vibration my body was in, because then the color of the energy around me changed. And it went from turquoise to purple and gold. It was pretty cool. And interestingly enough, the density of it changed depending upon my concentration, which really I already knew. I just had never seen it like that before. And this energy is flowing to and through you and me all the time. And what we want is to get this universal vibrational energy to work with and for us. So here we are. We're able to think anything we want. We can change our vibration each time we switch our thoughts and our feelings, provided we remain there long enough for the energy vibration to be altered. We can't just jump in and out and expect things to be different. It takes a bit longer than that. And our subconscious mind, the one that is the real creative power that we use to create this reality that we're experiencing. It's programmed by these consistent thoughts and feelings that we have now and that we've had over the years. All your habits, all your beliefs are contained there. And that's the energy vibration that affects your actions and then affects your results. So consequently, take a look at your experiences that you have right here today and know that they come from these old habits and beliefs that are contained in your subconscious that you might not even be aware of. And the subconscious has no power to choose or to reject anything that your conscious mind focuses on. Your conscious mind, which is our thinking mind, it can choose. It can choose whatever it wants to put its attention on. And it could take control of the subconscious and direct it towards ideas and thoughts that would generate a different future and much less fear. But for most of us, this rarely happens. Most of us are being controlled without even knowing it by that little subconscious mind of ours, little powerful subconscious mind. Which is why that even those who are absolutely brilliant don't always have the results in life that would show that they're absolutely brilliant. They can be broke, they can be unhappy and struggling. Yet the truth is they're brilliant. Because what do they do that most of us do, even the brilliant ones amongst us? They find themselves in a situation and they start to worry. Their conscious mind begins to try and work everything out. Oh, am I going to be able to do this? Or am I going to have enough money? Or whatever the worry might be. And worry and doubt are an incredible waste of this powerful energy that's flowing to and through me and you. And have you noticed how exhausting it is? A day of worry can be more tiring than a week of hard work. And pretty soon we discover that today is the tomorrow that we worried about yesterday. And today's experiences will match the energy vibration of all that worry. Not so good, my lovelies. Worry and doubt are like psychic unease. And here we are with all these amazing energetic frequencies available to us that we can mold into anything we want. And what do? We turn them into doubt and worry. And doubt and worry are just a form of fear. So tell me something, why would we do that? And we do that because we let this big old outside world control our thinking. And that is our big mistake. It's a no-no. When you have consistent thoughts of anything, you are impressing that little subconscious of yours with those thoughts. And remember, it has no ability to say, whoa, wait just a minute. These thoughts aren't going to be turned into anything good. Its job, the subconscious mind's job, isn't to choose or to decide. It's just to do what it's told. And you're telling it with your conscious mind what you want it to express. And it's going to express everything that you've been focusing on. It's kind of not so good, but equally good when you become aware of it and you begin to operate these laws deliberately and purposefully, living on purpose for the life that you want. Because what's going to happen is that your subconscious is going to mold all the energies that are flowing to you in the likeness of the ideas that you've been having. And it's when this vibration is one of fear, that's what people say, I want to get rid of this. And truth be told, you kind of can. And you can not only do this, but you can learn how to make things happen that you want in a big way. I read an article from a Navy SEAL recently. Those incredibly brave people. And he said that they know fear. And they've learned to recognize when they're in a state of fear. They don't deny it, they recognize it, and then they use it as a tool to appreciate that they have to be really aware when this state of fear arises within them, because they don't want to operate from that state of mind, or they might get killed. Because the decisions that they make based on when they're operating in a state of fear are never the same as the decisions they make when they're not. And we need to do the same. So, my lovelies, don't act out of a state of fear, because the actions you take won't bring you the results that you want. That vibrational frequency of fear isn't going to draw a better experience to you. And no, we won't get killed, nothing so drastic, but we won't experience what we want. And that's not so much fun. And fear is not so great when we allow it to dictate our actions. Unless, of course, we're jumping out of the way of that 10-ton truck hurtling towards us. So think about it for a minute. You have a creative power that's flowing into your consciousness. And you had a choice of what you wanted to build with it. And you built this negative blueprint of doubt and worry. And then you became emotionally involved with it. In other words, you had feelings about it, because your subconscious mind is also your emotional mind. And since the subconscious has to express what's being impressed on it, has no choice, it results in anxiety. Our body becomes anxious. And the problem with anxiety is if we suppress that, then it can turn into depression. And we don't want that, my dears. Our challenge, our biggest challenge, is that we just don't understand how we fit into this world, into this incredible, energetic, vibrational world, and how the sea of vibration that is pouring into us can be molded for what we want or what we don't want. But the good news is that you can change this. You just need to start with a little faith in that brilliant system that we operate in. After all, look at it this way. You focus on what you don't want, you get what you don't want, doesn't make you happy. So if you focus on what you do want and you get what you do want, you're going to feel happy. The system works for wherever we are, whatever vibration we're in. And so I just want to start by telling you that you are loved. You are full of life and you are here for a purpose. And if you are feeling low and fear-filled, just remember that this is not the truth of you. It's simply that you haven't understood how to operate those creative forces that are always flowing to and through you. Because the truth of you is that you are a divine masterpiece. A divine masterpiece, my lovelies. Think of that, seriously. And it's you, not events, that have the power to bring happiness and fulfillment into your life, and to diminish any role that fear might have been playing in your world. Because, dear hearts, if you start to control your thoughts and allow only those that conform your ideal to flow from you, your entire world will reshape itself in harmony with those thoughts. And okay, it might not be realistic to assume that we can control all of our thoughts, and maybe some people can, but I've never been one of those. So just beginning to control some of your thoughts, just beginning to manage your mind better, will make a huge difference, and your world will continue to reshape itself in harmony with those new thoughts. Even if it's only 10% different than what it was, it's 10% better. And this works because your body responds to these vibrations of energy. Think back to that Kirlian photography, all that energy flowing from you, all those different colors, all that different density. It's so cool. If only we could see this all the time easily, maybe we'd be more convinced that we need to, or we could see how the thoughts that we were thinking and the feelings that we were feeling had this impact, and we would actually really do something to make it different. And I want to just mention something else, that in order for your subconscious to express your orders, what it does is you find yourself taking action without really choosing it. The action sort of chooses you. It's called impelled action. And that's why we want to give our subconscious orders that are of the things that we want. We want to speak to it of the joy that we choose to experience, the love that we choose to have, the success, anything. And I know that you've experienced impelled action before. And when you're experiencing it, oh, excuse me, I've got a phone call. Let me turn it off. I forgot to do that. Sorry. So, impelled action. I know you've experienced it before. When it's been something that you've been doing that's really super cool, but you didn't know why you did it. It's those times when you find yourself doing something without having given it much thought, and something magical happens, like maybe meeting your soulmate. Well, maybe not exactly that, but you take an action which sets in motion all kinds of magical things, and you've no idea how it all came about, but it all came about because in those times you were giving your subconscious orders of things that you wanted to experience. And then the subconscious goes to work and your body follows and the results follow that. That's impelled action. And that's vastly different from taking action in order to make something happen. Impelled action is moving with the energy that you set in motion through your subconscious mind. It's when you just feel you want to do something without knowing why. And it feels easy and happy. And sometimes you don't even think about it until it's done. And you look at it, and I speak for myself here, and I go, how did that happen? What on earth made me do that? And of course, I know the answer, but it just seems like it's something totally out of the blue. And it brings results really quickly and never feels like work. And the reason for that is the universal laws are operating through your energetic vibrations without you getting in the way by needing to know how or why. And that's a big one for lots of us. We like to meddle in the middle. We think we have to make things happen. We're thinking that the power that created this cosmos really needs a helping hand. That's so funny, isn't it? And actions that aren't inspired by that kind of energy usually come from a place of impatience, frustration, or that fear that we don't want. And it's hard, and it's like pushing water uphill. When you're in that state, know that is not an impelled action. That's you trying to make something happen. And sometimes we feel like we've got to do something, even though we don't really want to. And I can definitely relate to that one. It's happened to me many times, and it can be overwhelming. And you can see the difference, right? When you're taking an action that seems to come from nowhere and it feels like fun, and the other one is not so much fun. And why do we live like this? When we can get in alignment with what we want through the energetic vibrations created by our thoughts of what we want and our focus on what we want. Because once you can manage to do this, even a teeny tiny bit, you are supporting and allowing the universal law of consciousness to work for you. And, my lovelies, it has greater resources than you and I, and a much bigger awareness of all the pieces needed to create the experience that we're saying that we'd like to have. And it happens regardless of the current state that you're in, of the current conditions that you're experiencing. It doesn't really matter. Don't think about them. And basically, I mean, we have the easiest job of all. All we have to do is stay focused on our incredibly amazing, awesome, wonderful future. And forget taking over the more difficult task of making it all happen. Why would we want to do that? So, my lovelies, I'm going to suggest that you relax, you let go, you focus your thought energy on what you want, and you'll discover that this leads to eliminating that fear and anxiety that stop you from living the wonderful life you deserve. And finally, I did promise last week that I would start sharing that extra little helper that I personally use to keep me in the vibrational frequencies that will support my thoughts and feelings in the direction that I want to go. And that will support me managing or experiencing less fear when something crops up that I don't know anything about. And that little helper for this week, and they're all going to be essential oils, by the way, because that's what I use all the time. This is one called Valor. I probably should have got a bottle to show it to you, but I didn't. So Valor, this is an essential oil I use whether I feel a little fear creeping in or not. And every day I dab a couple of drops behind my ears, or I put it on my wrists. And as an added bonus, it's better than any perfume. It's chemical free and it works with our body frequencies. So you can wear it as a bold, inspiring personal fragrance to keep you in that vibrational feeling of confidence. And I use the roller version. which I'm going to ask Jenny if she'll put a link on for anybody who's interested in taking a look. The roller version I can carry around with me, and I can apply it to my wrists or behind my ears as I want to throughout my day. And I do frequently. And that, my lovelies, is it from me. So may your week ahead be blessed with every good thing that your heart desires. And may your week also allow you to free yourself from fear and anxiety, because that's not going to bring you anything good. And you deserve so, so much better. So I'm just going to go over to the comments, if we have any, and answer any questions if we have any of those, and say hello. So who do we have? McCarthy, Robert McCarthy, hey to you. Kendra, yes. Acha Mercy, yes. Kendra Klein, genius, not worry. I know, really. Let's get rid of all that worry. Dolores Neto, hey to you, Dolores. Asavari says, operate yourself and don't let others operate you. So true. It's amazing how often we put our power into somebody else's hands. And they don't necessarily want the best for us all the time, or they don't even know what the best for us is. Let's see. Dak, hello to you. Judy Isenbeck, hello. Carrie, hello. Billy Brower, hello. Judy, Isenbeck, hey to you. Dolores, I love you too, my dear. Jackie, hello to everybody. Love Kingston, I love that name, hi. Who else do we have? Well, it doesn't look like I have any questions. So I am going to say I love you and leave you, and I'll see you same place, same time next week. And if you have anything that you'd like me to do a live on, I'll fit it in. So just leave a comment and let me know what it is that you'd like to focus on. And meantime, my darlings, have a most beautiful day. Bye for now.